Day Chip, we're going to recap the video I sent out on, was this Wednesday or Tuesday? That settled Wednesday. Regardless, it did not hit. Unfortunately, Ben Shepherd beat his line by 1.5 points. Super tight game against the Raptors. Obviously, he's a starter. He got more runway in that one. Just finishes over his line. Same deal with Drew Eubanks. I believe I gave that out on one of my VIP slips. Very unfortunate beat. Another one by 1.5. Gobert soars under his 9.5. But regardless, these are all power play slips. If one goes red, the rest don't matter. We're not picking up petty prizes for greening out one or two plays here. We want all three, everything green, to cash out for you guys. With that being said, we're just going to jump into the tool again. Going to try to get back on the green streak here. As always, I'm using the Parlayers Player Prop Optimizer tool and the Parlayers newly dropped Sharp Money tool. If you guys know, there was a free trial that lasted site-wide last week. We dropped it this past Monday. Got amazing feedback from everyone that tried it out. Thank you for everyone that participated. We'll be dropping more free trials and more free things for you guys to kind of play with the tools yourself at. But again, just thank you for all the support, all the kind words, and just a good feedback. Let's just see what we can do here for the Friday. There's a Flex Friday thing. I'm limited to $5, but if you guys want to make a flex play on your own, again, I don't really have time in this video to make a whole 5 or 6 man, but if you are going to aim for a flex play, do not settle for the lower man flex plays. Mathematically proven, the 5 and 6 flexes are your best friend. Those are the slip types you're going to want to go to. But today we're probably just going to stick to a 3, maybe 4 man. We'll see if we get a good correlation in there. But if not, just 3 straight up plus EV picks. Refresh the tools for you guys just so we could see the best value popping up on the board right now. And right away, I want to start with the Sharp Money tool. We're going to start on NOV. I'm just going to scroll through. There's a lot of green here. There's going to be a lot of plays that we could get in. Just seeing here, Hardenstein doesn't look too bad. That game's going to be a blowout though against the Suns. Well, projected to be. He's a starter. I'll lean away from that. You want tighter games if you're playing starters overs, and if they're you want tighter games if you're playing starters on their overs, right? Because if they just get pulled the third quarter, whatever, like a lot of guys in OKC probably will be, then very unlikely they'll go over their lines, right? We're just going to see what we can do here. Right away, a play that I just got in, one of my VIP slips still on the board. On PrizePicks, going to be Tyrese Martin, backup point guard for the Brooklyn Nets. This is looking like a great play, 53% chance to hit across the market as a -134 American odds favorite on his under. And Novak's telling us that there's a lot of sharp bettors betting against his overline, which is as expected, an underdog, meaning that it's unlikely to hit rather than his under. The over is going to be a plus line, plus 120. That's a significant plus line that we want to be playing against. That's why we're going to be on the under 3.5 dimes. And we're going to see if he's still on the board. Let me just check right here. Oh man, I thought, okay, let's look at the rebounds line. I thought they already chalked him down, but they didn't. He's still up there. We're going to get Tyrese Martin for 3.5 dimes. I really like that play moving forward. I'm going to see what else I can do. Let's keep scrolling through here. Maybe check out ProfitX, another very sharp, smart book that we could kind of tell the sharp bettors on. Of course, again, on the Sharp Money tool. And then I'm just going to see what we could do. Kind of a lot of the same plays that they had on Novig. Maybe I'll steer away from that for now. I just want to see if they have anything cooking on the optimizer tool. There's going to be more plays here just in general, more discrepancies compared to the market. And what I am liking though, if you guys, again, like anything on the tool as I'm scrolling through, maybe it didn't catch my eye. If it catches your eyes, please, you're more than welcome to just play them in your own slips. Of course, just make sure you're playing the optimal slip types. I touched more of that in my tutorial video on how to use the tool and everything, how to play on PrizePicks. You could check that out. I believe it's a pinned video on this channel. Make sure you're sticking to those. Like, don't run a 4-man flex play or whatever. Stupid. Don't do that. Go watch that video, and then you guys could kind of build your slips accordingly, according to the math and the long-term returns. What I did like though, that will pair well with my Tyrese Martin play already on the Nets, is gonna be, let me just pop it up here. I saw him here before. I was scrolling through really quickly. Day'Ron Sharpe, and he's going to be the second unit center for the Brooklyn Nets. We're really hoping for a tight game. They're playing at home. We want a tight game versus the 76ers. The bench unit, including our play Tyrese Martin and now Day'Ron Sharpe, won't see the floor as much. And this pairs really well, right? Tyrese Martin, more of a, he says a forward here, but he's more listed as a guard. He's going to pair nicely with his center here. The nice guard/forward to center correlation with the assist and points. You see here, it's actually a good, PrizePicks knows is a good place, so they're actually discounting it. The payout by 0.25, it's not that bad. We'll see if we can get in one more play here. I'm just going to break down more of this Day'Ron Sharpe. It was a good play, but we'll just break it down more from the tool. You see the tool tells us it's a -134 consensus odds favorite on his under. He's offered at 6.5 on multiple books here, FanDuel and Bet Online. And then when he is offered at 7.5, he's, well, our best friend here is going to be ESPN Bet at a -140 on his under. We got the juice We got the discrepancies with a couple of the books, and we got that he's not offered on either of these other platforms like PrizePicks. We can assume that Underdog Fantasy either removed his line completely or they discounted his under, meaning you're not getting full payout for taking his favorite play. And DraftKings Pick 6 most likely removed the play altogether because it was very favored. Just to tell you guys, I trust this play. The data checks out, and if the narrative holds true, I don't see why this doesn't just green out both the plays, right? Good that we're already getting in a bit of correlation to start off. I'm loving that. I'm loving that one. Daniel Jones rush attempts. I'm gonna see here. Let me see here if they have Daniel Jones rush attempts. Daniel Jones's rush yards popped up. He just got bumped down to 8.5. He was at 10.5, which was looking good. And his rush, that would have been a play I was interested in. Rush attempts here, obviously just minus 155 average juice on his under. And then the rush yards plus 109 underdog on his over 9.5. That means Novig's telling us that his favorite is 9 or less, which would have been a huge discrepancy from his under 10.5 line. Unfortunately, that play got bumped down to 8.5, and his rush attempts not even on the board available to take anymore. I'm gonna refresh the tool, see what else we could fit into this very nice slip. I wanna move quickly. I'm not sure if they're going to bump these lines. I feel like this Tyrese Martin line's more just at risk to bump, but I'm going to keep moving here on the NOV, on the sharp money tool here. NOV, I'm going to see, again, we said no on that Hardenstein play just because it might be a blowout. We're not sure if he's going to get all those minutes to end up cashing that over. All right, guys, plans change. It looks like we are going to go with this Hardenstein play. It's been staring me in the face for this whole time I've been scrolling, and I feel like it's just a must play at this point. It's a minus 132 favorite on his over, plus 119 Novik underdog on his under, meaning the sharp bettors are betting against this underline. We want to be on his over, 53.7% odds to hit. And we see here BetMGM has him as a plus 105 underdog to hit 13 rebounds assists. Novik's telling us his under's an underdog. They're favoring his over. The books are favoring his over heavily, and we get a discrepancy point with BetMGM here. That's going to be enough for me to play this Hardenstein play at 11.5. We could just check the alternate lines to make sure. His Goblin is at a 10.5. PrizePicks is telling us that his 11 mark around that range is very favored for him. And as you see here in his last 5, he's been crushing it for 4 out of the last 5. Again, this is not a make or break. This is just kind of nice to see that he is capable of hitting this line, and the books certainly agree that he could continue this trend. Recap, Tyrese Martin 3.5 dimes on his under. Top play on the sharp money tool. Dayron Sharp 7.5 points. Very good play on the optimizer tool. Those pair well together, both on the second unit. Tyrese Martin less assists. It means Dayron Sharp less potential points, obviously off those Martin assists. And if we go to Isaiah Hardenstein, 11.5 rebounds assist. He's offered at 12.5 on one book. He's favored heavily on his over, and Novik has his under as an underdog. We're going to run this play for 5.75x. You could get this in. I can only put in $5 limited on this account. You guys are more than welcome to put more units down. As always, try to keep the same unit amount moving forward. You could track your progression with these slips. With that being said, I'm going to call it for the video. We'll recap in tomorrow's video, and have a good one.